Hello and welcome to Digging the Coast 365. Right, this is I think it's our 5th day out, isn't it?
Yes.
This is 5th day out, but yesterday, no video. It was a bit of a wasted day really, because I got hay fever and just couldn't hack it, and we came home. Didn't find anything, did we?
Not really, just rubbish.
So we've come back today to the
loft at East Grange Farm.
The loft. The wigwam place, the wigwam field. So we're back there. It's half time actually, we've already been there, but I'm recording my intro now because I recorded it earlier and did it badly, so I'm doing it again. So I can, it's my video, I can edit it however I want really. Are you ready to do this, Paul?
I'm ready to do this, Dan.
Do you think you're going to beat me today?
I am going to beat your ass today.
Yeah, he's only saying that because he's already stuffing me and I've got a lot of work to do if I'm going to catch him up. Let's do this. I found one the other day and I said it was a lock, and it turned out it was a garter clip. That is definitely a lock, guys. If that is a garter clip, it's for one hell of a big lady. That's all I'm going to say. Yep, some kind of lock without a chest. Where is the chest? So the first thing of any note today has been found by Paul. By the way, it's Paul Johnson. There's a link in the description to his YouTube channel. You should subscribe because I watched one the other night and we're actually quite good. It was about me.
I think that's just a little halfpenny.
Oh, a little half penny. 1950s, 40s, 30s, 1911 I think.
Well, that's better, better than a poke in the eye with a burnt stick.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you.
I've had a really bad start.
First blood to me, Dan.
First blood to you, you're winning.
Letting you know what's going to happen today.
Yes.
Today, the worm turns, I become victorious.
Whatever. I've had no luck over there. The grass is longer than it was the other day. But I've just been on Google Earth and I've had a good look down on this field. And I know exactly where I'm going now. I'm starting there and I'm going in a straight line. Up there, past a blip. And up there, past another blip. And that's where I was finding hammered coins in that area. I'm going to find more. Somebody's just showing off now because I'm doing rubbish. I can't find anything. You found 2 things in one hole, is that what you just said?
I'll give you a shout because I thought I'd found a hammer, but I think that's the back of a button.
Indeed, that is the back of a button. And a little watch winder, very nice. Winder.
2 in one hole.
Always nice to find.
Now if we can just find the rest of the watch.
I think I did. I think I found the back.
Did actually.
Oh no, it wasn't in here, was it? It was another field.
Frame of a pocket watch.
Yeah. I'm so disappointed with my start. I was finding tons of stuff here the other day. I cannot get a signal. I'll give it another 20 minutes. If I don't have any more luck, I'm going to change machines.
If you need any tips, you know, Dan. If you need any tips or any advice, just nod your head and I'll come across and show you how to use it.
Who does he think he is? God, he finds two coins and a watch winder. He thinks he's the best metal detectorist in the world now. I'll beat him. I'm starting to get really sick of doing this. He's hardly moved. He's only moved about 15 feet in the first hour. I must have been up and down the field 40 times. And I found nothing. Still working on my settings on my machine. And you think you found a hammered coin, you say?
It is. What do you think it is? It's definitely something. I can't make out what's around the outside of it.
Yeah, I think it's one of them tokens for a supermarket trolley. Well done. Yeah, it's probably an hammered. Well, it is, isn't it? It's an hammered coin. It's got writing round the edge, something in the middle. Better condition than all the ones I found in here.
Totally enamoured with that hammered.
Oh, what's that? What on earth is that? What is that? I don't think that's a toy. I think... Can you see this? Let me just... It looks like... Or is it military? I thought it was like military tail or some kind of whatever, missile type thing. But you've got some red paint there. I'm wondering if this is off some kind of rocket, toy rocket or something. I don't know. I like that. I like it a lot, but I don't know what it is. Well, I got excited because I finally had a good signal, and it was an amazing signal. 92, 93, I'm thinking this is silver, this is silver. It was deep. I've absolutely no idea. It's got 2 springs on. It's like a horseshoe with 2 springs, but not a horseshoe. Any ideas? Very deep. Very strange. Well, Paul's found one of them hammered things I kept finding the other day. But they're not made of silver, these are copper ones, they're no good, you can't tell what they are, so I've purposefully not been digging them signals today. And I've just found, there it is, look. Yeah, it's quite old, it's thick, it's not an halfpenny. It's quite thick, but we don't know what it is. Somebody over here is calling it a bobbin. A bobby? A bobby?
A bobby.
Barbie? Bobby? What is it?
Ali bally, bally bally bee, greeting on your mummy's knee, greeting for a wee bobby to buy you some Coulter's candy. You can buy Coulter's candy with this.
What's he talking about? Famous Scottish poem, he says. Put your hand up if you've ever heard that song before in your life. No one's ever heard of that poem. It's not famous. It's rubbish. This is what Paul thinks I might have found. Look at that. The beautiful 1600s. Might not be, but it could be. It's about that kind of size. 1677, that one. Yep, that's what it was. That's what I found. 1677, you beauty. So we've come to the other side of the road. Lots of signals in here, but I think it's going to be quite scrappy. I've just found one big metal scrappy thing. And this has just come out a very strange shape. Look at that. Hollowed out in the middle. No idea. Maybe off some furniture or something. I can't see it being off a tool. Don't know. Any ideas? Just pulled up a bullet. I've no idea on an age or anything. There's nothing on the head stamp I can read. But yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I think this is going to be quite a scrappy area. There's certain parts of this place, the loft, the wigwam place, which are going to be scrappy because they do have a lot of people coming here. Apparently just a few weeks ago there was Katie Tunstall, you know, the singer, she was playing here. So they have concerts and all sorts going on, so you are going to get quite a bit of scrap. That's not scrap. But yeah, I think this is going to be a bit trashy. I don't know if they've parked cars on here or what, but maybe had bonfires on here, who knows. So here are the donations for the last 3 days. Tony and Cheryl, $20. Brian R, $100. Graham B, £20. Melvin and Irma Altis, $30. Carl Svensson, Carl, £10. Lucas Varang, £10. Larry Vering, $20. John Vitti, $20. Anonymous, £10. Never get a mention. You don't get a mention because you don't put your name on it. But thank you very much. Katrina Clark, very happy birthday to your daughter coming up, Jem, and happy anniversary to husband Larry, £10. Michael Lane, $20. Gordy Foot People, £10.70, and David Marsden, £30. Marcellin Helene, £10. Sandhurst Steve, £50. Helena Johansson, £11. And Steve and Lottie, £250. You beauties. Well done, everybody. In 3 days, that's £587. Very good. We're now up to £48,795. We need £1,205, which is £27.37 each day for the last 44 days of this journey. Keep the donations coming in, people. diggingthecoast.com and click donate. All the links are in the description. Thank you very much. Keep it up, you're doing fantastic. Good morning, everyone. I've brought you to, I'm looking for Cove Sea Caves. Now, it's a mile walk from where I've parked, if you know where you're going. I walked a mile on here. I walked about another 1.5 miles, trying to get a way down to the beach, because you're on top of a cliff. Couldn't find a way down, so gave up, was coming back, and I thought I'll just try this little route. And I thought, well, if there's any way down, it's going to be here. Walked down here. There's a few steps at the bottom here. I fell off the bottom one, which is about a 6-foot drop. Very slippy, be careful if you ever come. And I'm on the beach, so now I think I've got about half a mile walk around there, maybe a mile. Because there's a certain cave. There's quite a few caves around here, but there's one in particular I just had to see whilst I'm in the area. It's called Sculpture Cave. I'm hoping it's the cave over there, but I've got a feeling it's further round. I'm hoping it's that one because I don't fancy going much further than that on this treacherous ground. Very difficult ground, and you can only get here at low tide, so don't bother coming if the tide's in. Check your times. The seagulls are going crazy. Can you hear them? It's deep, dig it down, it's deep, dig it down. I told you we're coming this way. Oh, it's deep, dig it down. Not a lot of people know this, but I can see the future. I know what's going to happen in the future. And one of my predictions, I'll tell you now here on record, on a video, within 20 years of now, the cliffs in this area are going to fall. Defo. I can see it now. In hundreds of years, they'll be saying, oh, it was that brain Dan. You know, that guy who could see into the future. Well, what did he predict then? Well, he predicted the caves were going to fall down within 20 years, and they did. And he predicted in 1986 Liverpool were going to beat Everton in the FA Cup final 3-1, and they did. Best game ever, that one. Yeah, the English warrior who came to Scotland in search of gold and mysteries and treasure. I can see it now, it will happen. So we're at the mouth of a huge cave here, but I don't think this is the one. Because there's no signs up, and I've got a feeling there's like a, you know, like a tour guide type sign outside telling you all about it. This isn't the one, I'm going to have to walk even further. It's still a very impressive cave system though, and I can guarantee this will have been used thousands of years ago. Because the story I'm going to tell you at the Sculpture Cave, if I ever find it, it will tell you all about what it was used for. It's an amazing story. But you can guarantee this one being just round the corner will have been used as well. There's quite a few caves along here. There's one to the west of Sculpture Cave. I don't know if that's Gypsy Cave, but there is a Gypsy Cave as well, which archaeologists are actually excavating at the moment. The one I'm going to take you to has already been excavated in the 1920s, but they've lost all the finds. That's not very good, is it, archaeologists? But this one, whoa, it's slippy, it's slippy. This one I don't know about, but it's beautiful. Like it a lot. Okay, I've found it. It's not much further than I was, luckily. It's quite a small entrance. I expected a big one. Let's go inside. Sculpture's Cave. Wow, this is nice. Because it's got such a small entrance. Oops, there's lots of birds in here. Because it's got such a small entrance, it's even better, even creepier. There's a lot of stones in the corner there. There's birds everywhere. Pigeons. Honestly, pigeons get everywhere, don't they? What are you doing at sea? You're supposed to be in parks eating bread. That's a second entrance, which they've blocked up now. Well, supposedly you could still get through the top, but there's no need because you've got an entrance there. But looking in this corner, people have been leaving things by the look of it. This is fascinating. Okay, the wing of a bird, that's just a bit weird. Loads of bones, what's all, oh my god, animal bones. Loads of animal bones. 2p piece, 1p piece. Driftwood, crab. A pine cone, where on earth have you got that from? 1p. Some very strange things, lots of shells, like birds' heads. and a plastic comb. So Sculpture Cave. I can't tell you much about it, I really can't. I didn't have time to read up on it properly. Because I wanted to read the archaeological reports and tell you exactly what's being found. But all I can really say is this has been a very important place since the Bronze Age for thousands and thousands of years. They found things in this cave from the Bronze Age, from the Romans, and from the Picts, the Pictish age. Now, as you come in the entrance, there's some markings, I believe. I haven't looked at them yet. There's some markings which are Pictish, but it's so hard to find them because of all the idiots. People coming along and putting the name in. Look, all over the cave. It's even worse in here. See, people's etchings all over the wall. You know, some of them look quite good, but it's destroying the place. It really is. It's not big, it's not clever. But I need to find these Pictish signs for you. So just reading the signs there, this is what the sculpture looks like, what they've marked down. That's done by the Picts about the year 500, and you can hardly see it. You really have to struggle, but it's there. That's the V, which was very popular for Picts to put a V. I don't know what it resembles, but they're well known for having Vs, which is how they know this is Pictish. It's got like a moon crescent there, a flower there, and I don't know what that is. It's like a fish tail. And over here is a salmon, apparently. How they can tell that's a salmon, I don't know. But I read this has been excavated in the 1920s and had lost all the finds. But it says on here that they excavated it in the 1970s, was it? Yeah, they excavated it in the 1970s and they found loads of artefacts. Now what they're suggesting is this used to be water in here. It'd be like a pool inside. And people used to come. The Picts never lived here. They never found any Pict bones or anything in here. So in the year 500 people weren't in here, but they did carve on the wall. And they think it's similar to like I'm in here today. This was a well-known place thousands of years ago, and it's through time people still come and treat it with respect as like because it's a burial ground. So there would be water in here and people would come along and throw offerings and bits of metal and things in there. A lot of them are in the local museum, apparently. But the tragic thing is, the bones which they've found in here are all from Roman times or before. But I believe they were all children. This is a mass children's graveyard where people, I think they've studied the bones and found that the children who were buried in here were not all from this area. People from Ireland used to come here to bury the children. So this is a massively sacred place for you to travel all the way from Ireland, overseas, to come here, park your car at the top and then walk for a couple of miles to bring your dead child here to bury them. On top of that, something which is pretty gruesome, at the entrance here they found a lot of child's skulls. And they're suggesting that they were on stakes. They would put the child's head on a stake at the front. So that isn't, it's not always, they used to do that to bad people. But obviously that's not the case. They used to do it with loved ones as well, by the sound of it. Can you imagine coming here and seeing loads of children's heads at the entrance? That's really, really sad. But the saddest thing about this cave is the Pictish sign here. As I say, that's 1,500 years old and it won't be there for long. You know, we're going to destroy that. You can see graffiti. Look, Path 91. Well, congratulations, Path 91. You must be very proud of yourself, you dick. That's going to be destroyed. I'll give it 50 years and you won't be able to see anything on there. So, make the most of the pictures which have been taken of it already. The last time I was in a cave was with me Martin. And I was saying you could live in here, because it had like walls outside protecting it from the elements, a little campfire at the front, which someone in the Scouts says, no, you can't light fires in caves because it cracks the walls and can collapse on you. Didn't know that. There's a little tip for you people. Don't have fires in caves. And that was the last one I went in, and there was one night, I think it was the night before I was going to quit this trip. I'd had enough. I was out there on the west coast of Scotland, couldn't hack it, run out of money, hating every minute of it. Weather was terrible, stuck in my tent, and I was just going to go home. I got some beers that night. I think I had 10 cans of beer. I was at my tent, and you think a lot when you've had a lot of beer. It was a bad idea, I shouldn't have done it. And you think a lot, and I said to me, I'd convinced myself, I'm going to live in a cave. I'm going to quit this venture. I'm going to go home, drop all my stuff off, drop my car off, and then just walk to Scotland and go live in that cave. I didn't. It's just one of them silly things you do and say when you've had a drink. Don't drink. Honestly, it's not good for you. It's not big, not clever. And it don't make you feel good. Could murder a drink now, though. Anyway, that's Sculptor's Cave. Had to come. It's like a pilgrimage. You know, if people did it thousands of years ago with the children and buried the children here, then if I'm passing by a couple of miles away, it's a bit disrespectful not to stop and do it myself. So, Sculptor's Cave. I hope you enjoyed that one. Just around the corner here, this is the next cave. And that's the one the archaeologists have just finished. They must have finished it now because there's no scaffolding there. I believe they had scaffolding all the way up to the top of the cliff. But yeah, they've excavated that, and I wonder what they found. I'm not walking into it. I can't be bothered walking any further. Not when I've got Zoom. And before you all start asking, no, I couldn't metal detect at Sculptor's Cave because it's an ancient monument. It's illegal. Now that is one weird stone. It's not like any of the others. That looks like it's been made. Like someone's chiselled that into a wheel. Although that doesn't go all the way through. That is odd. Can someone tell me what them birds are, please? They're huge. They're like the size of a penguin. They're a bit penguishy, but they're not penguins. I thought they were herons, but they can't be. No, they're not herons. Someone tell me, please, bird watchers. Tweet it to me. I'm just in Elgin Museum at the moment because I wanted to come and see the actual items which they took out of the sculpture cave to see if I could show you them. And it's impressive in here. It's a free museum and it's an independent one. It's the oldest independent one in Scotland. And all these Pictish things they've found. Now these were all found in a place called Kinnadeer, the Kinnadeer Stones. I've not seen them marked on any maps. It must have all gone now. But they got these out of it before it disappeared. These are fantastic. The Burghead Bulls they're called. Burghead being a little place around here. Look at the detail on them. These were all found near burials but in water. And I think they were like offerings to the god in water. But this one up here, look at how fragile that is. Over 1,000 years old. Here you have two coin hoards which have been found locally. 317 in that one, they're denarii, which I've found a few of in the past. And 310 in this one. Some of them are Greek, I can see. A farmer found this guy in his field, surrounded by these rocks. And he's the tallest man, the tallest skeleton from the Bronze Age ever found in Scotland. 5'11". I'd have never thought that, but there was a Saint Crispin who was the saint of shoemakers. And that stone is from the 1700s. With Saint Crispin on and a shoe underneath. That's pretty cool. This is quite fascinating. These are called jugs. And that was attached to the church wall here in Elgin. And if you misbehaved, your head was put in that and you just had to stand there. I can imagine a lot of kids being in that. Here's a silver ring from the 12 to 1500s, found by a metal detectorist. So here's a few of the things in Elgin Museum which are actually from the sculpture cave. It's the bones I wanted to show you more than anything. There's 3 neck bones there, and you might be able to see the cut marks. That's a sign that they've been beheaded, and that just leads to the story about the children's heads being outside the cave. Yeah, I just can't understand why they'd do that to their own kid for a burial. That's really strange.